For today, I have a lot of really excited things planned. Well, they're exciting for me. They might not be the most entertaining content, but I'm super duper excited. First of all, I'm working on this movie. I'm like sketching it out and stuff. I think I just broke my phone. Look at that little tiny crack in the screen protector. That literally happened just now when I put down my phone. And then afterwards I'm gonna edit my vlog and then edit the little video that I said I would make for my teacher of the things that happened yesterday morning at school. And it's looking really pretty outside. It looks super duper nice and warm outside. I don't know if that's gonna be true or not, but then I want to go outside and take a bunch of time lapses because I love time lapses to use them in my videos. That's a big inspiration from Casey, and I'm running dry. I've been like reusing them a lot, but I want to go out and take a bunch of so yeah, I got a haircut. I wasn't planning on getting a haircut, but my sideburns were like really getting long, as you see in the video right here. And so I grabbed my dad's hair cutter thingy, right? And I tried to like make it shorter and stuff, fix the sides, just one side, and then this is what ended up happening. I cut off way more than I was planning to, and so I just told my dad to cut my hair, and so now I have a haircut. I hate haircuts. My friends were actually telling me to grow an afro, and then I asked my parents and they said no, so that happened. And then I came up here, took a couple time lapses. I was also editing right here, sitting on my skateboard with all the echo. This is 6 floors up. Yeah. When I was riding my skateboard up here from my house to the garage building, I was like riding right down here, and you see that ice right there? I was like skateboarding on the road, and then I came to like right here, and then I got so scared of like all the ice and stuff, and I tried to step off, and then but there was like really like sheet ice on the thing, so now I was like kind of slipping on my feet with a skateboard in my hand. No, skateboard on the ground with the camera in my hand. Man, it was scary. What?
Are my parents?
Home?
Stop.
My parents are shopping.
Oh, they're still shopping?
What?
Stop.
Okay. What are you watching?
Those are like...
No, it's not.
It is.
Surviving 24 hours straight in the desert.
That's 5
Cool.
Sue you.
It's 7 o'clock now. I feel like with this break, my days are like feeling really chunky. Because last time I recorded, I was like coming home and stuff, and now it's been like so many hours since then. And I mean, that's okay, because I mean, we're not like going on vacation or anything, so spring break is gonna be a little bit bland, because we're, oh! Never mind. I thought yesterday my parents were like looking at tickets from America to Uzbekistan, because we're going to Uzbekistan this summer, and I thought we had already bought them. But my mom said no, we're buying them tonight, not yesterday. That's what I was gonna say. Okay, so this is what I wanted to talk about in today's video. It's kind of a sore topic. and it's about the New Zealand shooting. The Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, what is this one? The Washington Post, Fox News, CNN. I've looked at like all of the major news websites to get as true of a story as I can manage to get. And with these vlogs, I try to keep them as happy and exciting as possible, but I didn't really want to talk about this because it's not happy and exciting, but it's just been so in my face these last couple days on Instagram and Snapchat news and like. But then I said, since this does sort of affect who I am and I am a Muslim, just like the 49 people that died, that it would be appropriate for me to talk about it. So basically, there was a shooter, by a white nationalist supremacist, it says here. And he went into 2 mosques. In one of them, I think he killed 40 people. In another, something else. And it says the death rate has now gone from 49 to 50. Someone probably died in a hospital or something. And how do I feel about this? How do me being a Muslim, how do I feel about the shooting? Number one, it does not shock me or surprise me in any way. This kind of stuff has been happening for such a long time now that whenever something like this happens again, it's. And basically the shooter guy, he wrote like a manifesto, which I didn't know what it meant, but a manifesto is a published declaration of the intentions or views of the issuer. And he wrote this like 40 something page manifesto, and because there's a lot of Muslim immigrants in New Zealand apparently, and it says, I'm watching this little video here, one of his motives was to intimidate them, to scare others from coming in, or to drive out the ones that are already there. And the second motive was to have the Muslims there overreact. Basically, it's like as if I'm like, imagine if I was like at school and I was like being rude to somebody with the hopes of them like punching me or something so that they would get in trouble. So that was one of his other motives. And his third motive was to scare people, was to scare Muslims. But obviously that did not happen. People around the world, they're not scared. They're now coming together as a community. It's actually doing the quite opposite of what it intended to do. At that mosque that the shooting happened in, you know, people are going back there to pray because you never abandon a mosque. And this happens all the time to Muslims around the world. Just because the US media doesn't want to put it on their headlines or anything does not mean it doesn't happen. You have to read the local, you have to read international news of those specific countries to really know what's going on. And my parents do that. And this is one of the few cases where the US media wants to actually share the story. And I don't like talking about stuff like this because you can already see it, like how I've been acting like the last whenever I talk about this stuff, I get a little bit awkward. I'm like, I don't know what to say. If I feel like I'm not genuine enough, but then I am genuine, but then it feels like I'm acting or something. My mind just gets all jumbled up and I can't, as you've noticed, I keep, okay, this is the last piece I'm gonna record. It's like 7:50 now. I've literally been trying to talk about this for like an hour, and I wrote down some notes to like summarize. This shooting, it has not scared us. It has not scared the Muslim community. There's like almost 2 billion Muslims now. It hasn't shocked anyone. It's just become sort of repetitive now, where it just doesn't surprise many people anymore. At that same mosque, people are praying there again because they realize they have better security now, and you don't abandon a mosque, you don't just not go there. One of his motions was to try to get Muslims to fight back physically and retaliate. That was one of the shooter's motives, and that this kind of stuff happens all the time. It's just that the USA news doesn't cover a lot of it. I mean, obviously they don't have to, they can do whatever they want, but it sort of becomes selective as to what they share and what they don't share. But how can we put an end to this? How can we stop this kind of thing? And the very short answer is I don't know. But violence is not the answer, and Muslims know this very well. We need to be supportive and understanding of each other. And you also have to realize that the media doesn't tell the whole story most of the time. It gives you a little section of what actually goes on, a very selected and picked out piece of what actually happens. So yeah, that is the Muslim's insider of what I think, of what I thought of the whole story. And like, and I don't like talking about this kind of stuff because, as you can tell, I'm really I'm getting awkward and like cutting myself and stuff. And it's been an hour since I basically started since I started talking about this. So